As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at zero. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome to episode 61 of Zero to Hero. We've got an awesome guest coming at you today. She is actually in a van outside the Denver airport, I believe, making things happen. Her name is Kristen Hems. She is the co-founder of Third Avenue Events, and I believe she's out headed to a meeting. So we're going to get her in here and get talking to her right now. Kristen, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks again for making this happen. Obviously, you're out on the road. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on. Tell us a little bit about Third Avenue Events, what you guys do there.
Yeah, Third Avenue Events is a full service event planning, logistics management partner, and we kind of cover all of the details that go into an event that you would attend, whether that be an incentive, a business meeting, a one-day conference, a luncheon, a gala, you name it, outside of weddings and birthday parties. And we can handle the logistical details that go into making those things happen.
Perfect. So you guys are kind of handling everything that goes along with putting the event. Somebody comes to you and says, I want an event for this, and then it's kind of hands off for them. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. So we don't do audience acquisition, so getting butts and seats, and we don't really do like the marketing of the event, but otherwise, we'll handle finding your venue, the food and beverage management, audio visual production, flights, transportation, sleeping rooms, you name it. There's no task too big or too small.
That is awesome. And obviously, you're traveling now for work, but what kind of area do you guys cover? Obviously, you're not just here in Kansas City.
Correct. I would say probably 80 to 85 of our business is outside of the Kansas City area. And so we have a couple of nonprofits that we work with and one big financial client that we work with in the Kansas City area. But a lot of our business is in the automotive space. So incentive trips, product launches, dealer meetings, auto shows, things of that nature.
Gotcha. So it never stops. You're running around
Never
and
stops.
trying to get
Yes.
these these cars looked at and sold. That's awesome. Well, hey Kristen, let's get into the beef of the show here. I know you're on the road and you got things to do, so let's get going.
Yeah.
So not really Third Avenue Events, but give us a couple sentences about you. Who is Kristen Hems?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Kansas City, a K State graduate. My husband is actually a KU alum, so there's a little bit of tension there, more so in basketball season than football season.
Sure.
And except for this past year, it was kind of flip
Right.
flops a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, we have two beautiful girls, 4.5 and 2, and I'm a Christian. I think that kind of covers the well-rounded version of, and then a business owner, obviously.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So obviously we're a marketing company, and the theme of the show is zero to hero, and whether that
sure.
be whether the day that you were born or starting on social media, right? We got to start at zero somewhere. So tell us a little bit about what that social media journey has been like for you guys. I see Third Avenue Events everywhere, so obviously you've got it pretty locked down. But what's it been like for you?
That's good to hear because I'll be real honest, and you can ask our team. Social media is not something that is my strong suit or something that I put a lot of emphasis on. I would say as a company, most of our business is word of mouth referrals, but we have certainly kind of
Oh, I might have lost you there for a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
You're a
Hello?
little choppy. I think I got you a little bit better now. That's the
Oh,
hazards of doing a live show
okay.
on the road. All right, so let's back up
No,
just a second.
no, sorry.
No,
No,
you're
you're
fine. You're
good.
fine.
Okay. So we hired somebody about a year and a half ago to manage and keep our social media consistent because as we were growing the business, we realized it was not something that we had time for anymore. And so she's done a really phenomenal job at doing that and just kind of took on a life of its own. Some of the things that we post are things that we'd really love to be a reality, like Spa Tuesday. If I could spend every Tuesday at the spas that we post, I'd be a much happier and more relaxed person.
I bet. I think that probably go up for all of us. I'd imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's a time commitment there, right? And you guys are focused on the whole of the company. So you actually brought somebody in there to handle your social media and your posting for you. And what's that experience been like having that there? Has it been opened you up, I imagine, quite a bit? What's the content change been like? Talk a little bit on that.
Yeah, I think it's really helped us kind of focus on other aspects of the business, right? We started an event planning business because we're really good event planners, not necessarily because we're great at social media. And so as we grew the business, we figured out like, oh, this is kind of a weak spot. And if we could have somebody do this element for us, that frees us up to be what we're really good at and to drive the business. And the social media just kind of reinforces like, hey, we're a real company. And we found a lot of value in justifying that we are a real company during COVID because so many event planning companies had to close their doors, unfortunately, with the lose me again.
I think
Okay,
we
the
did just for a
social media.
second. Yeah.
Okay, the social media piece was really critical to kind of reinforcing that we're still in business, we're here, we're ready to help you plan. Um, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point because I think that is one of the biggest things, and we kind of take it for granted, being that social media is a free platform, right? But it really does build
right,
credibility, right? I mean, people see that brand and
correct,
the brand awareness, and then when you call on them or when they're looking for an event planner, they already have that familiarity with you, which is perfect. That's awesome.
right.
Great point.
Yeah, like you said, it's a free platform for us to showcase what we can do, and there's no better reference than your actual work. So
Absolutely, especially when it's visual, and you guys do a great job with the videos and the pictures too. So your social media person's absolutely killing it. Now, Kristen, every superhero has a defining moment. What do you think yours is when it comes to your life and career?
oh gosh. It's funny that you say that because I never really several piece.
There we-
This is going to be your most choppy podcast you've ever done. Um, but
We've had some doozies, trust me.
okay, I was having different from college a couple of years after graduating. Your company yet? And I just sat there and I looked at them and I was like, really? It's like, yeah. That other people were seeing something in me that I hadn't quite seen yet. And the more I started talking to people that were even a little bit closer to me than he, yeah, I mean, you're perfectly capable. Why I wouldn't you my business partner and with him be, aren't you working for yourself?
I think I lost you there for a second, but I think I caught part of that, and what I got out of it was kind of like a why not moment. Did I hear that right?
Cut out. Say it one more time.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you kind of cut out of me, but the part that I think that I heard in there was kind of like a why not moment. Did I hear that right?
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I said,
exactly. I think
do I still have you? This is the beauty of doing live shows out there for everybody watching. Sometimes it
Yeah,
works out and sometimes it doesn't. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, we're
Okay,
good.
let's back up just a second. Okay, so I think it was kind of a why not moment. So somebody was kind of asking me. Let's go over that real quick one more time.
Yep. I was in my early 20s and somebody asked me, why are you still working for somebody else? Like, I always thought you would own your own business and kind of do your own thing. And it was kind
Wow.
of that pushed me to have the internal dialogue and the dialogue then with my closer circle and my business partner to be like, yeah, why not? Why can't we do this?
That's so powerful. So somebody else kind of gave you the reputation of, being a business owner without you being there yet, and it was like light bulb switch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. They saw something in me that I hadn't yet recognized. I
That
should
is
probably
so
send him a
powerful.
thank you note, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What
It's been 8.5 years. I should probably send him a note.
That's awesome. Well, let's get on to that. Great answer. I love that. Now, every superhero has kind of defined attributes, right? What are the attributes that you feel define what a hero is?
I think that's a great question. And I think in our line of work and in our industry, the hero of the event sometimes looks like the person that's on stage and is giving the big keynote speech. But the more you know about the hospitality industry and the behind the scenes, it's not, in my mind, it's not that person that delivered the speech. It's all the people that made sure, the food was ready and the lights were on and all of that stuff. So I think the heroes are kind of more of the unsung heroes, so the behind the scenes people. And some of those attributes are just kindness, the willingness to show up and get the job done, no matter if it's not my job or it is my job. We do a lot of events, and being kind of the front line for attendees, we're almost the backstop. And so there are a lot of times where we could be like, hey, that's actually not in our scope of work. But that doesn't help the betterment of the event. So for better or worse, we're willing to roll up our sleeves and get whatever needs to be done. And I think that's one of the key attributes of a hero.
I love that. That's such a good answer. I mean, yeah, and it's so true. Kind of going above and beyond the Call of Duty, right?
Yeah,
Is one of those things
exactly.
like the cliche thing that gets put out there, but it's so true, right? The people that are, it's not my job. They've got that kind of demeanor. It's very hard, I think, for those people to overcome that and shine through as
Exactly.
a hero, to put it kind of nicely, right? So that's
Yeah.
fantastic answer. Now, Kristen, if you had to pick any superhero that relates best to Kristen Hems, who would that be? And give us a couple sentences why.
Okay. My husband is much bigger into comics, superheroes, all of those things. And so he and I were having this conversation last night. And I told him that I was going to say Elastigirl because I tend to stretch and do all of the things in all of the different ways. And he was like, well, you could just say Mrs. Incredible because you're married to Mr. Incredible. And I was like, I sure could, couldn't I? He was like, they're the same person. But I think it's more of Elastigirl for me. It's that ability to kind of stretch almost too thin, but to get all of the things done, to still be a mom, to still be involved in our church, to still be involved very heavily in the business day-to-day operations requires a lot of flexibility.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Mr. Incredible is married to Elastigirl, right? Not the other way around.
Exactly. Exactly. It's about me.
There you go. There you go. That is awesome. Well, Kristen, thank you so much for coming on the show on the road in the middle of a travel day. I so very much appreciate that. How can people keep up with Third Avenue events? How can they find you? How can they hire you? Where can they take a look at you?
Yeah. So we're, as you said, on social, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And then our website is www.thirdavevents.com. On there, there's a kind of connect with us page. If there's an event that you need help with or want somebody to look at, you can fill out that form and our sales team will be sure to reach out.
That's perfect. Yeah, yeah. We're just gonna scroll these all up here. Third have events on all social media platforms, right?
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
Correct.
right? So check those out. Definitely take a look
Correct.
at what their social media manager is posting up there, because they have some beautiful stuff that they post. It's very cool. So, Kristen, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. You were awesome.
Thanks, Gino. I appreciate your patience and your flexibility with our travel today.
Absolutely. No, and safe travels to you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey, are we still live? Hey guys, we're still live. Hey guys, this is Kevin Kwok, founder of J29 Creative Group. So who are we? We're a marketing agency here in Kansas City. We're all about a holistic approach to marketing that builds your brand and nurtures online community. But to be honest with you, you guys don't care.